Sodor Stories, episode 44. Quarry mistake. One day, Thomas and Duke were heading to Groven's Gate. Duke slowly was coming up, and Thomas had already arrived. "Hey, Duke," said Thomas. "Oh, hello, Thomas," said Duke. Duke was pulling the horse and cart that originally ran on the mid-Sodor. It was given to the Scarlet Railway, and the engine who would pull the train was Duke. Due for being old, he could still take passenger trains, but the trains that were mostly available would be a very long run, and that would never suit Duke, along for being a bit too old for too long runs. So he was often given the horse and cart, as it was remade and given to Duke for him to pull along the line. And sometimes he takes the horse and cart with his short passenger trains. "I heard I'm going to the Blue Mountain Quarry today," said Duke. Annie, Clarabelle and Thomas looked at Duke. Duke was puzzled. "Thomas," said Duke. "I'd be careful if I were you," said Thomas. I heard two twin engines who look like diesel but are narrow gauge are working at the quarry today. Well, they're basically exactly the same as diesel, just they're narrow gauge. They're a BR class. No, wait, I think. And they're on narrow gauge," said Thomas, shivering. "We need to be careful, Duke," said Annie. "They could be dangerous," said Clarabelle. "Oh, what's up with your voice, Clarabelle?" said Annie. "I don't know," said Clarabelle to Annie. Okay," said Duke. Thomas gave a toot of his whistle, and with that, he was on his way. But Duke couldn't help wondering who these new engines would be. But he thought if he couldn't quite get into having, if he couldn't get them to be in working order, he was just telling the story of Smudger and Stanley and the way they became a generator. But he couldn't help wondering how Albert was alive, but he was more worried about Albert because he remembered he was taken apart on the mid-Sodor Railway and his remains were scrapped, so he was wondering how he was alive. But anyways, he gave a toot of his whistle and went. But Duke forgot about Albert and decided to go on his way. was coming. One of the ways to the Blue Mountain Quarry was going through Boulder Quarry. And slowly but surely he made his way through. I went into the tunnel. And came out through the other side. He was quite eager to meet the two new engines. But Thomas had got the two engines wrong. These two engines looked like Fred. They were Fred's twins. So, and the two diesel engine twins, that looks like Diesel, well, it was Diesel. You could say the engines Thomas was talking about. You could say the engines Thomas was talking about was in fact Diesel, but narrow gauge, but with 2 times of it. Duke saw the 2 engines. And he decided to get them into order. "Oi, you! Both," said Duke. The 2 engines stared at him. "What do you want?" said the 2 engines. "Don't you engines know to work, not chat?" said Duke. "We're on our official breaks," said the 2 engines. "Oh," said Duke. "Well, this is sort of awkward." "Yes, it is," said the 2 engines. "Anyways, what's your names?" "I'm Diesel 1, said Diesel 1. "And I'm Diesel 2, said Diesel 2. "But because we look like Fred, they call us Fred 2 and 3. Or 1 and 2. Depending on who's calling us, really. They call us one or the other. We don't really have an official name, so we kind of gave us Diesel 1 and 2, but they like to call us Fred 2 and 3 or 1 and 2, so yeah," said Diesel 2. "But we prefer the Fred 1 and 2 and 3, don't we, Fred?" "Yes, Fred." "Okay. Can you engines get my train ready?" No, I want to forget what I asked. "Can you get past we need to get to our trucks at Merrick?" said the 2 diesels. Yes. Sorry," said Duke, and he raced off to the turntable. The 2 Freds looked at each other. They felt like they had gone too hard on Duke. But anyways, they went off to do their work. The 2 diesels passed by Duke. They still felt sorry. They went up into the tunnel. Soon, Fred 2 had shunted his truck south of Merrick's siding. and came up to Thread 3. Thread 3 had moved for Thread 2. But then they started complaining who should move. You move, said Thread 3. No, you move, said Thread 2. But I was here first, said Thread 3. But you moved out the way for me, said Thread 2. Only so you could exit, said Thread 3. Yeah, not, said Thread 2. Yeah, too, said Thread 3. The two began complaining too much. Just then, Andreas came up. Oh my god, he said. They're complaining again. Can we just get some peace and quiet over here? Said Sir Randall crossly. The two engines looked at Sir Randall. No, said Thread 3. We're too busy fighting now. Shush, said Thread 2. Now where were we? Said Thread 3. I believe it was your go, said Thread 2. Oh yeah, said Thread 3. No, I won't, said Thread 3. You will too, said Thread 2. Duke looked up and sighed. Laughed and went off to get his trucks. Duke coupled up to his trucks and set off. Duke just looked up at Threads 2 and 3 and just kept on laughing. Oh. They do make an old engine happy, he said. He was meant to be going off to Craven's Gate to set off the sleigh, but he was accidentally singing to the tunnel. Wait, what? Oh no, the wrong track! Ah! Said Duke. The two were still fighting. But then Thread 3 gave out a big loud blast of his engine. And so did Thread 2. Then they both gave out very loud horns. They heard a cracking sound. They saw cracks coming from Blondon Bridge. And all of a sudden it fell down. Oh no, said Andreas. Duke's coming and he's on the wrong track. Sir Randall also looked up. Oh no, he said. Threads 3 and 2 watched. They saw the bridge. Everybody waited and everybody watched. Duke came racing. Just then, Duke came racing. His truck derailed and there was no way to stop this crash. Then he derailed. Trucks came landing on top of him. His tender went through his cab. And the two diesel engines were in shock. They never seen such a disaster. Oh my, said Thread 3. He's nearly destroyed to smithereens, said Thread 2. Sir Randall saw the disaster and he decided to go and get Peter, Sam and the thing controller right away. When Peter, Sam and the thing controller arrived, Sir Randall told them what had happened. The two were in shock. "Take me to see Duke at once," said the thing controller. "Is he going to be alright?" said Peter Sam. "Depends on the damage," said Sir Handel. "And okay, sir," said Sir Handel. The two engines suddenly puffed off. Peter Sam and Sir Handel went off. Peter Sam and Sir Handel finally arrived at the crash scene, and Peter Sam was horrified. The thing controller inspected Duke. "Sorry, Duke. Your metals can't be repaired very easily. We're afraid your metal is only good for the scrap," said the thing controller. Many faces in the quarry frowned, including Peter Sam and Sir Handel. "But Duke can't be scrapped. He's even older than us. And if he was to be scrapped, who would keep us in order?" said Sir Handel. Even Andreas saddened. He was one of the engines who worked with Duke on the mid-Sodor. "We'll find a use for you, Duke. But for now we'll get a crane and re-rail you," said the controller. And that's what happened. Duke stayed in the shed for many weeks, days and months. The longer he was left, the more he rotted. He thought he would never get to work again. Until one day, he got something that he never thought would come true. It all began one day when Duke was suddenly sleeping when he heard two whistles. Duke was shocked by the whistles. It was Sir Handel and Peter Sam. "Hey, Duke, I mean Grandpuff," they said. It was Sir Handel and Peter Sam. They pulled up beside Duke. Grandpuff, said Sir Handel. Grandpuff, said Peter Sam. "Oh, what? I'm being scrapped next week or tomorrow," said Duke. "That's just it, you're not," said Sir Handel. "Wait, what?" said Duke. He had frowned once he saw the two coming. "That's just it, you're not really," said Sir Handel. "What? Wait, what? What do you mean?" said Duke. "Well," said Peter Sam, "they managed to find old parts that were made for you years ago, back before you even joined the mid-Sodor. They decided to give you Bertram's tender and repaint it because it's not really doing much for Bertram, but they were going to repaint Bertram's tender, convert Bertram back into a tank engine, give you your parts that you used to have before you arrived on the mid-Sodor." "You mean before I arrived on the mid-Sodor with Crimson and was rude," said Duke. "Well, yeah," said Peter Sam. "Oh," said Duke. "But what has this got to do with me? You're going to be put back in working order," said Sir Handel. "Well, my blazes," said Duke. "Thank you." said Duke. No problem, said Sir Randall. And we better get you to the steamworks, said Sir Randall. Well, okay then, I'm ready, said Duke. And the two set off, just like old times, said Sir Randall. Sir Randall buffered up at the back. You ready back there? You ready back there? Said Sir Randall. Yes, I am, said Peter Sam. This isn't when you were helping me that time when I broke down and actually had to play that trick on you, Stuart, to make the passengers think you were broke down, said Duke. Oi, said Peter Sam. Stop arguing, you two. We just need to get Duke to the works, said Duke. This quieted the two up, and they were soon on their way. The two were soon ready, and soon were taking Duke off to the works. They were having to take him slowly, and it was in case Duke would break down, fall to pieces. It was lucky that the steamworks wasn't too far away from the sheds. Soon the three were on their way off to the steamworks, where they were already. They were nearing the steamworks and was already nearly there. As it was Craven's Gate Steamworks. The three engines were quite happy. They soon arrived at the steamworks. What? Visitors? Oh, sorry. It's alright, Kevin. This must be the engines I was expecting. Okay, shall I see them through? Yes, see them through. Okay. Oh, Kevin. Sorry, boss. Oh, Kevin. I'm okay. Hey, funny I came off my wheels but landed back on my wheels. Kevin! Sorry, I'll get to it. Kevin! Sorry for bashing you, boss. I'll go and see them. Hello and welcome to Craven's Gate Steamworks. How can I help? Oh, there's nobody there. Boss. What, Kevin? There's nobody at the door. We don't have a door. Alright, then there's nobody here. It must be. Ding dong. Was that our doorbell? We don't have a doorbell. But it probably is them. Alright, okay. Hello, welcome to Craven's Gate Steamworks. How can I help? Oh, hello, I'm Sir Handel, and this is Peter, Sam and Duke. I'd like to book a repairing for Duke, please, said Sir Handel. Okay, I'm just coming down, Victor. Victor! Well, Kevin, also, you nearly knocked my eye out. That's why I've got one of my eyes still shut. Oh, right, but there's somebody who wants to see you. Ah, this must be the ones I was expecting. Okay, shall I let them in? Well, yes. What would you expect? Let me leave them to rot out there and disable and fall apart? Oh, right, sorry, boss. Okay, now get them. Okay. Ow, Kevin, you got to stop putting your hook in my eye. Oh, sorry, boss. Yeah, you're more clumsier than ever. Oh, I nearly called you Fridgy then. You're more clumsier than ever, Kevin. Sorry, You can't even move straight. Okay, bring him in. Duke came by yourself. Mind leaving Sir Handel and Peter Sam? Duke can get in himself. He can't. He's too broken to really move, said Sir Handel. Oh, then. You can bring him in. Okay, thanks. Day by day, Victor would do some little repairings to Duke. Kevin, sorry. I don't mind him. He's quite fun, really, said Duke. Oh, really? Then you two must hang out sometime, said Duke. Yeah, I'd rather stay here, said Duke. And day by day, Peter, Sam and Sir Handel would visit, and Victor would shunt Duke between the two engines, and Duke would tell them a couple of stories about the Sodor. Soon Duke was prepared, and it was time for him, Peter, Sam and Sir Handel to go home. Have a safe journey back, said Victor. We will, said Sir Handel, Peter, Sam and Duke, and the three engines puffed into the night. Okay, Kevin, now get back to work. We got to fix 3 engines. But I thought there was 4. Oh, that green little tank engine? Oh, him, right, just to leave him there. We are repairing him, so just leave him there. He's soon to be back on being really useful again. Wait. What? I'm being repaired? Said the engine. But I was reckless on my old railway. How can I be put back into service? Said the engine. I mean, I did turn red after. My paint job was turned to red after a while. But why am I being repaired? The engine sat there, wondering why he was being repaired. Also, the title of this episode is going to be changed to Quarry Disaster.